All right, good morning, and trust your day has been good so far. This is the update, and this is the latest information. IMF and Co has been up and doing to make sure grant is given to all Nigeria. Pay attention to the latest information. Subscribe to the update, and most importantly, share this piece of information so that people can also be aware, just the way you also are aware.
If we are to be measured with according to all that we do, we wouldn't stand before God. But God has been merciful, kind, compassionate. He has been loving and caring. He doesn't see us through the eyes of man. He sees us through the eyes of His image. And that is why we are still alive and we can receive mercy from the Lord. I want to appreciate God for all He has done for us, life especially. It is because you have life, that is why you could expect grant. It is simply because you have good health, that is why you could still be in anticipation for what is waiting. Those whose life are standing on the rim, 50 per chance of 50, and doctors ask them, if you have a will or you have a wish, at this dying minute, what would you say? If you have one last wish, what would you say? And every messages, sermons and preachings and every good thing you had wanted to do in your lifetime, everything begins to fall into your brain all at once. Your brain becomes confused. You don't know which one to say. Knowing that possibly the next moment you are in the afterlife, or you don't know what could count next. But you see, the mercies of our God is still giving us grace to change and to be alive this morning. I think every passing day that God gives us the will to live is a privilege. You have a privilege this morning. You have a privilege today to make right things that you didn't do right before. A privilege today to make your life a better place for others to have a life. A privilege today to be in expectation of what is yours rightfully. And I pray that the mercies of our God will abide with us. I might not have good words to tell you this, but then in my little frail way, good morning. And let the will of God come to pass in your life. This is Princess Channel. In case you don't know, we deal with grants, we deal with cryptocurrencies, and other financial stuff that could end your stability. Don't touch the dial. I'll be with you shortly. All right, welcome back. A piece of information for us this morning with the tagline, Nigeria's grant disbursement finalized. A new dawn for economic transformation. In a monumental breakthrough, the long-awaited grant disbursement for Nigerians has reached its final resolution. The International Monetary Fund, that's the IMF, and the key global donors have successfully concluded discussions and agreements with the federal government of Nigeria, and that is marking a historic moment that is going to usher in a new era of financial relief, economic empowerment in our system, and national stability in the country. The development marks a milestone and a proof that God is doing something amongst us, regardless of the crunch that we are seeing right now. For many years, millions of Nigerians have waited patiently for these grants to be paid. They have prayed fervently. Like I was saying in one of my voice notes, if you want to see one of the countries that prays in the world, Nigeria, if not first, will be the second. There's a lot of prayers going on for one thing or the other, on the mountain, in the bushes, in the wild, in the toilet, on the roadside, in the churches, in the mosque, prayers everywhere. But why is the wickedness so much on the increase? The devil is after destinies. And you see, there are still corruptions in high places. But when your trouble increase, when you have the grace to know what to use to douse the tension, because according to the prayer of Christ for us, he said, Father, those that are in the world, I didn't ask you to take them away. Those you have given me, I didn't ask you to take them out of the world, but that you should be with them, preserve them, so that they can be my representation or representatives in the world before finally their life is over with here. His prayer is not for God to take us away from here while we are still here and have a destiny to fulfill, but that God should preserve us and keep us. And that's why we are still here. So I'm not here by chance. I'm here by prophecy. I'm here by grace. I'm here by divine mandate. And I can't be taken away from here until I'm done. Till God is done with me. The same thing applies to you. Until God is finished with you, no demon, no power, no force, no fly can take you away from here. If it remains little for your life to take off, God will regiment it again until you are done with your assignment. You see, so Nigerians have waited in prayers, in persistency, in fervency, in hope. But now, your hope has turned into reality. And the key stakeholders behind this breakthrough, behind this historic achievement, was made possible through the relentless effort and the collaborations of our president, His Honorable, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who provided strong leadership and ensures that the policy framework aligns with Nigeria's economic goals and citizens' welfare. In the plight of the citizenry, the presidency, his governance, saw the goodwill that is meant to alleviate the plight of the masses and attested to it. More power to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his effort in ensuring that this is a blessed reality. That is one significant figure. Another focal point there, a port of call, is the IMF, the International Monetary Funds. They also play a crucial and pivotal role in securing the financial stabilities of this grant, structuring the disbursement and ensuring that it finally gets into a sustainable impact towards fostering growth in Nigeria's economy. The donors, we can't talk about them too much. The donors, development partners, they have been wonderful and consistent in their effort, their tireless effort. They have been committed to uplifting Nigerians through this financial aid. God bless them. They have reinforced a global mission of economic support and recovery within the country. And I want to believe it's not only Nigeria that has this benefit. Other African nations also that have been so maligned and so impoverished. You know what it means for someone who has a family to just stand and say, no, I'm not just living for my family. It's a grace when what you live for is not just what is around you. It's a grace when what you live for is not just your family. God wants us to live for generations. See, generations shall call you blessed. That is to say that God wants us to live above just our families, but to carry generations along. That is an impact. If all you live for is just your domestic family, you've not done much. You see yourself, you see your 5 children and your wife, and that's all you live for. You have not achieved so much. But the blessing that God, I'm praying to God to give to me, is that kind of a blessing that is going to reach to generations. That I will be a global impact in the life of people that needed me. I can be for service. May I drop this shortly? Do you know that for anything God does in your life, whether it's a healing, whether it's a blessing, whether it's a deliverance, whether it's a lifting, is for you to serve. Everything God does is for service in your life. May I remind you that while the children of Israel were leaving the land of Egypt to the promised land, one command that God gave to Moses was, Moses, go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Why? He said, so that they can serve me in the wilderness. So everything that God does for, including this fund that God is bringing across your way, God is bringing it across your path so that you could serve. It's not for greed. It's not for self-aggrandizement. It's not for self-inclusion or complacency. It's for service. So impact is of essence. So I want to appreciate the global donors who have been on the lead to ensure that there is uplifting development within the country, and to ensure that this financial aid reinforce a global mission within the country at large. Then we cannot fail to appreciate finally the country director, Ambassador Dr. Ken Nwakama, a servant of God, a prophet of vision, whose 20 years old divine prophecy in this context has now manifested in full reality. I don't know who listened to that voice note from the country director. I think sometimes last 2 years or so, just in the maiden year now, where he talked about the prophecy that God gave to him. Peradventure, he mentioned 20 years, but maybe he was not precise about the timing enough. I know a lot of people held him accountable for that. But you see, what matters right now is that the delivery of that prophecy is right at our doorstep. And God is doing wonders on the inside. The processes are still intact. The role of the IMF is so historic in this disbursement. Their involvement is clear evidence that this disbursement has been finalized. It has been structured, it is secured, and as a leading global financial institution, the IMF will know that their functions or their functionalities and duties are meant to ensure economic stabilization measures within the country, to make sure that Nigeria as a country benefits from the long-term financial support. Also, their policy guidance ensures that the disbursement aligns with Nigeria's economic recovery and growth objectives. Then the technical assistances that they offer is to ensure that the resources within this bandwidth reaches the right beneficiaries that will prevent mismanagement and corruption, which we know that is one of the bane and the crux eating this country at large. So they are there to offer technical assistance to ensure that there is no mismanagement of funds and that beneficiaries are duly rewarded on what is meant for them. So with this agreement, Nigeria is set to benefit immensely, and millions of citizens who have been waiting for this financial breakthrough can now prepare to receive their grants. Apostle Dr. Ken Nwakama, the fulfillment of your divine vision, the Niger Delta Strike Force also dropped a memo for the country director, and it says that I'm just going to bring that up shortly. The Niger Delta Strike Force, I think they have been up for a while now, and they've been saying one or two things concerning the country director. Those who hate him, those who stood for him, those who are just for the fame of it and all that, and they dropped a memo sometimes yesterday night, and this is what they say: we, the Niger Strike Force Empire, we stand in profound gratitude and reverence to Apostle Dr. Ambassador Ken Nwakama, a man whose tireless effort and unwavering faith, whose perseverance and divine calling have finally borne fruits. 20 years ago, Apostle Dr. Ken Nwakama received a prophecy about a financial intervention for the people of Nigeria, a prophecy that many doubted, but one that he held on to with faith. Okay, just a moment, please. I want to pick up something from there. So he said, may Apostle Dr. Ken Nwakama's selflessness and commitment to this noble cause be rewarded abundantly. Congratulations to all subscribers who have waited patiently for this moment, and a heartfelt appreciation to Apostle Dr. Ken for his dedication. That's what the Niger Delta Strike Force actually brought out. It's a true, is a relentless effort. It's relentless. Sorry, I beg your pardon. We are still Nigerians. Through his relentless effort, strategic planning, and unshakable belief, the prophecy has now come to pass. His commitment has bridged the gap between prophecy and reality. It ensures that millions of Nigerians will soon witness financial transformation, and it has proven that faith when backed up by action yields undeniable results. May the abundant blessings of God continue to reward and uplift the County Director, Apostle Professor Ken Nwakama, and may this grant be an economic renewal and a national progress for all Nigerians. Now, what is next for subscribers? What is next for subscribers? All right. So you may ask, what is really next for subscribers? I want to bid you congratulations. Every genuine subscribers, congratulations. Your patience, your faith, your commitment have finally yielded results. And as we move forward, it is crucial to remain vigilant. Yet prayers should still be intact and should be of essence. We must be prayerful onwardly. We must prepare for the next phase of this journey. I want to believe that this will not be the end of grant within this ecosystem. No. A mega and better grant for Nigerians are coming after this. So position yourself for what is coming after now, because it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. UAAG Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation just came to lay down a precedence for what is coming after. And once it is set right, once this standard is met and is set right now, every other one coming after will not misbehave, wouldn't do anyhow. We've had ones that came to misbehave in time past. We can mention the number is massive. Until UAAG came, and this one is setting a process, setting a standard. UAAG is setting a predefined measure so that every other one coming thereafter can see a feather to fly with. So I want you to position yourself for something massive is coming after Sanctuary Wealth Multipurpose Foundation disbursement. The upcoming announcement of the country director will soon unveil the official template and the outlines the processes for the grant receiver. So and the template, more or less will provide clear steps, better insights, the criteria, the eligibility criteria, the timelines for disbursement, and all that to ensure smooth, transparent, and effective process. So subscribers, you are encouraged to stay connected, to follow updates, and to remain in alignment with the official directives right from this channel. So a message from the county director: I will come out when it is time. I would come out when it is time. In other words, when the time is ripe for me to come out, I would come out. That's the message from the county director.